So let's have a look. Coming up as your underlying energy, we have the Seven of Cups. So it feels going into February that, you know, there's this sense of which dreams are worth pursuing and which dreams are not. This is not a very Capricorn kind of energy, but it kind of feels like at this time, we all need a dream, right? To make our dream come true, we first have to have that dream. This can refer to choices that we have, options that we have, and it's deciding which options are worth pursuing and which options are not. It can be the card of fantasy, it can be the card of daydreaming. I don't want to stereotype you guys too much, but that's not usually the way you guys work. And the rest of the reading is not saying that. It just feels like this is more about, you know, which option, what is this option worth it? If you look at all of these cups, he has 7 cups, but only this one, this kind of one that's glowing, that's the only one that kind of seems worth it. Well, that one has a victory wreath in it. Depends on what you want, right? What is it that you want? And it's about picking that cup and then running with it. This is the dream. This is the hope. So this can be, I mean, it's not very, it's water energy, so it's emotional. But this is a kind of rational, analysing kind of energy where you're looking at which dreams are worth pursuing and which dreams are not. Now, it may be that the way you're deciding that is, so the Star card. The Star card can indicate hope returning, right? So it may be that you don't have the hope. You lack the hope that any of the, you know, which ones are not going to come true. You're being very practical about this, even though it's cups and we have the star energy here. There is this sense of really kind of trying to discern, especially if that's coming up as an underlying. And you have 2 sevens here, and sevens are usually to do with divine timing. But the Star card, what it says is, if this is to do with business or work, which is going to get me the most exposure? That's what I'm seeing, because the star can be when you are the star of the show, when you're noticed for the work that you put in. But more importantly, the main energy of the star, and it is the card for Aquarius, like I said, it shows up in the major arcana after the Tower. And the Tower is when everything has collapsed around us. You know, the Tower collapses to let us start again, to start from scratch, so that we can rebuild something. That everything fell apart because there wasn't a firm foundation before, but now you can build it with a solid foundation. And that's what the Star card does. It comes in after everything's collapsed, and it gives us hope. It's a healing energy. So it feels, and healing, what does healing mean? I mean, we talk about healing, and I've had people say before, like, why are we always healing? What's all this healing? Well, we are always healing. We're always, you know, working on things, doing things. We get knocked back, we get setbacks and all of this, and we have to heal from those things. So the Star card is a very spiritual energy. It's a healing energy. And it's when we look up at that star, and the star is guiding us to our dream. It's showing us that's the one star that you want to follow. Now, the kind of downside of the Star card, if there is any, it's a beautiful energy, but if there is one, it's that sometimes we can look at that star and think it's too far away. We think it's too far away, that I'm never going to be able to reach that. I'm telling you, Capricorn, if anyone can reach that star, you guys can. You guys are kind of built to reach stars and to climb mountains. Coming up as your past energy, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, she could be a fire sign, which should be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But, you know, her main energy, and those placements can be anywhere in someone's chart. This could be your energy. Maybe you've gone for a time of being like the Queen of Wands. So what is she like? She is very sociable, very outgoing. She's very confident. She knows what she has. I always feel with her, I mean, even though she's not Earth, and Earth's usually more about physicality because that's more tangible things, you know, the pentacles. But Wands is also, it's passion, it's creativity. She knows what she wants. She knows how to get it. She knows how to create. Wands is manifestation energy. This may be, I mean, with these two coming up, I always see the fire signs as that the celebrities. They're the ones that get noticed. They're the ones that are in the spotlight. And here, with the star coming up, with these, this could be referring to you being in the spotlight, or, you know, there was someone in the past who was in the spotlight. So this could be that kind of an energy. This may have been someone that you were in a relationship with, or that you were working with. But like I said, it can be your energy. And it feels like this would have been you being more sociable, more outgoing, that networking more. You were very confident. You made some very positive moves. But it kind of feels with the Seven of Cups coming up here that you're now thinking, well, what do I do? What do I do with this? What's my next move? What's my next option going to be? Very interesting two cards that come up next. I'm trying to see how I can how they play out, because we have Death card coming up in the present. So February feels like a month of change. Death, it's that energy of things leaving, right? It's called the Death card. It's change, it's transformation. Even if a situation doesn't like totally end in our lives, it talks about it being transformed. So it's almost like a brand new situation. And that's what it feels like these options are about. You're leaving behind a dream, or even like several dreams that you've had. You're leaving it behind. The Death card talks about things leaving our life, and because we have the Seven of Cups above it, that's why I think it's some dream or some goal that you had. That's not to say that you're giving up. I don't see it as surrendering or giving up or, you know, losing hope. It's not that. I feel more with if the Star card wasn't here, I'd say it was that. But with the Star card coming in here, it feels like there's one thing that you want. And it's interesting, why is it connected to this Queen of Wands? I mean, the Queen of Wands is going to play out differently for everyone. I always find, like, with the King of Wands, and it may be that this is the boss energy, Wands, they're more about the passions, creativity, projects. Could be someone that you're working on a project with. This could be a lover that you were involved with. And now, you know, there's a change, there's a shift from that. Doesn't mean this relationship is ending. I'm not getting any kind of endings of relationships or any of that kind of thing coming on. But it does say that the way things were, they are no longer going to be that way. There is new energy coming in. The Death card shows up when things leave our life, so that new energy can come in. And the reason I don't think, whoever this energy is, whether you're in touch with them or not, because you did get that Six of Cups that flew out earlier. Now, whether this is someone that is in your life right now or not, there is more fire energy that comes in the future. So I'll have to see how that plays out. But that seems younger, a younger energy, more vibrant energy. But we'll see. The Death card here, I do feel it is that some of your dreams are ending. Those things that seem too good to be true, they're ending. You don't have any time for those things. If it's not concrete, if it's not real, if it's not something that you can work on, that you kind of see yourself attaining, you're not going to do it. You're not going to pursue it. But what you do pursue, you pursue at great speed. We have the Knight of Wands coming up here. We have fire energy coming up, a lot of fire energy. I'm reading it as if it's your energy, but of course it's a general reading. So this may be another person's energy. If there's someone who's very closely related to your story at this time, this could be their energy that you're having to deal with right now. And you have 3 of the 6 cards are wands. So it's all about passion. And passion can play out in lots of different ways, right? It can be Wands is not just about passion, it's about the energy that we put out to the world in a very passionate way. That's where the passion comes in. So it's that project that you begin, it's that romance that you begin, it's some adventure that you go on. The Knight of Wands, knights always indicate progress, movement. And the Knight of Wands, he's the card for Sagittarius. Obviously it can be an Aries or a Leo as well. It is a fire card, but specifically this is the card for Sagittarius, and this is the traveler, this is the explorer, this is the person who's going on a new adventure. And it kind of feels like that's what some of you may be traveling, some of you may have decided that, you know, that's the dream that's worth pursuing, to go traveling, and you know, you have a lot of hope for this. For others of you, this is either you or someone else who's really going for what they want, look how fast this guy's moving. He comes in out of nowhere, and he's led by his desire, by his passions, what his heart truly desires. Not in the kind of cups emotional way, like this is my happiness. This is that fire that burns in us, that excitement, that enthusiasm. And it's about having that faith, that optimism, especially with the 7 of Cups here, to go charging forward, to chase this new dream, to go on this new adventure. Now, what's the advice that comes up for you? Well, we have the 7 of Wands coming up here. This is that warrior spirit card for me, and it talks about, it's a defensive energy, but it's defensive as in you are standing your ground. You know what you stand for when this card shows up. It's very different from here. If you look at here, he can't decide which one of the 7 cups he wants. But by the end of the month, or, you know, the advice here is to get through this energy is know what you stand for. That's what's going to lead you through this. Know what you stand for. And when you stand firm, you'll have the higher ground, and that's what gives you the higher ground, is that you know what you stand for. And then even though things might be coming at you from every angle, you're solid, you're strong, and you can fend them off. Right, I'm going to pull, like I did for the last few ones, I'm going to pull a few extra cards and we'll try to clarify, why is this Knight of Wands here? What is he having to defend? All right, so we'll have a look at these two first. She's been coming up a lot, the Queen of Pentacles. It's actually your card, Capricorn, but this is something that you've been really stuck in your head about. The Eight of Swords is all about being trapped in our thoughts. You know, it's those stories that we want to do something. That it could be, imagine you're standing here in front of all these cups. You're trying to decide which cup you want. And it's that little voice inside that's like, oh, well, you can't go for that because this is going to happen. And you can't go for that because that's going to happen. You know, if it's a relationship, I can't start that relationship because, you know, X, Y, and Z is not going to happen. If I go for that job, I probably won't get it. It'll be a waste of time. It's that. But it makes you feel like you have no options, like you feel trapped. But if you look at this woman, yes, she's blindfolded, she's tied up, and she probably feels like she's surrounded by swords, but she's not surrounded by swords. Swords represent our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. And yet, out of the swords cards, this is one of those that is about non-communication. It's about just being trapped in our heads with our own thoughts. And the thing is, she's not surrounded. There's a huge gap in front of her. So she could, like, she's not tied to anything. She could hop out of there. She could struggle. I mean, there's only a few bindings around her. She could struggle. She could remove the blindfold. But this is usually it's because the person doesn't want to get hurt. There are swords around. They don't want to get hurt, so they're not risking it. But it does talk about getting out of your head and knowing that you do have options. They're just our thoughts that keep us trapped. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. So whatever it is, I mean, the Knight of Wands, this may be that energy. If this is referring to this person here, whoever this was, it feels like you might be kind of questioning if this person is reliable. Is this person dependable? If I go for this, if I pick this, and like I said, this could be a business partnership, whatever this adventure is that you want to go on, you might be questioning whether the person that you want to work with, or you know, whoever this other person is, if there is another person, if they're dependable. It could be on you. Do you think you can do this? You might be questioning your own dependability, your own reliability. Can I do this? Yes, you can. You have the Queen of Pentacles coming up here. She's one of the most reliable, dependable people. She gets the job done. And you have her coming up here. She can create great abundance. She can do whatever she wants, and she earns and she creates to provide for her loved ones. It's important to remember that you have this star sat right above this. You have this star sat here, and it's a very powerful major arcana card. And major arcana energy it's the energy that happens to us, and big changes can take place when major arcana energy shows up. And we have another major arcana card here and another one here. I'll get to that in a moment. And this is at the heart. This is where your focus is. So if you go with hope, and it sometimes says that, you know, when this card shows up, that might be all you have is hope. I mean, there are loads of other cards that indicate rationalizing, deciding which path do I pick. We have, you know, the Two of Wands you could have got. You could have got the Two of Swords. Any of those kinds of cards could have come up to show you rationalizing, to show you analyzing. It says a lot when it's the Seven of Cups. There's a reason the Seven of Cups came up. It's because I get the sense that you're trying not to give into fantasy. You're trying not to give into daydreams, and you're thinking, is this just a daydream? Is this something that I truly want? You know, is it going to happen? I think you want it because the star is there, and the Queen of Wands knows what she wants and she knows how to get it. But something is shifting, something is changing, and maybe that's what I mean. She's sat on a throne. She's not moving. I guess she's waiting for whatever it is to come to her. And maybe you're tired of waiting for it to come to you. Now you're going to go and get it. With the Knight of Wands coming up here, it could be saying that now you're going to get it. The reason I say that is we've got this energy of fighting for something, defending something, knowing what you stand for. It comes with the Chariot. The Chariot is to do with victory. It's a victory card, and it talks about victory through our own determination and efforts. Whatever it is that you want, you're about to go and get it, and you can do it. The Queen of Pentacles, she, like I said, she's a card for Capricorn. Could be another earth sign that you're dealing with, which would be a Taurus or a Virgo, but it is the card for Capricorn. The queens are usually, for me anyway, the cardinal signs. So she is Capricorn more specifically, but it's general, so we include the other two earth signs. The Chariot here talks about balancing head and heart. Balancing head and heart, using them both to go in the direction that you want to go. Because it feels here like you don't trust either. That's what I'm getting from this. If you focus too much on your heart, you kind of think, I don't want to give into the fantasy. This is a fantasy. This is a daydream. I don't want to give into it. It's too good to be true. There's that. If you focus too much on your head, then you get trapped in your thoughts, right? With the Eight of Swords. So this is about balancing the two. And you can trust yourself. With death coming in, that's going to remove those options that, are not viable. The options that are not viable, they're going to disappear. I get that with that death card coming up there underneath this. And this is about now, you are the charioteer. You are this person. You can control the two sphinxes here. They're usually horses, but we have sphinxes here. You can control them. You can direct that chariot. There is momentum. There is a push. There is energy now for you to get what you want. But we achieve all of that through our own efforts. So I kind of feel like I don't usually read the Queen of Wands that way, but it's because she's just sat there, and then we have all of this push for movement, for something new to come in. We have all of that here, from not being trapped to go forward, and especially from the change from the Queen of Wands to the Knight of Wands. Of course, this, usually the Queen of Wands, it's kind of older energy, and the Knights are seen as less mature energy. That doesn't have to be an age difference. It can do. And I've been saying that a lot. Like, that's been coming up for a lot of the signs. It can also be to do with, that in this person here has more mature ideals and dreams, but this is more fun energy. The thing with the Knight of Wands is he is more fun. He's enthusiastic. He's looking for a good time. He's looking for something that's going to make him feel good, he can get excited about, enthusiastic about. So many people have been getting this. I think you're about the third sign that got this. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Have hope as well. That's the star card. That's where it comes up there. You can reach that star. That star is yours. That's your guiding star. That's one that's going to lead you to your dream. Whatever your goal is. The star talks about helping hand. It talks about, help coming in, a new beginning, a new future ahead of you. That's what the star talks about. Even if this is not, like I said, a situation ending, relationship ending, a job ending, even if it's none of those things, there's a transformation taking place. Whatever this area of your life this message relates to, there's almost like a rebirth there. There's almost like it's a brand new situation because it transforms that much. And it can be uncomfortable. When we're in that death energy, it can be uncomfortable because it's a slow energy. It's transitional. It doesn't change overnight. So we can feel things shifting and changing. And maybe that's why it's like, what's going on here? What do I want to do? But all will become clear. And then it's like you can go charging forward. We have true love. And it says, this love is a once in a lifetime love. Now, another sign got not from this deck, they got it from that deck, but the same kind of message. It says it all really. What more can I add to that? There may be, that's where your hope's returning. Maybe you'd given up on a relationship, or you weren't sure, is this too good to be true? If you're asking if a relationship is too good to be true, this card would say no. This love is a once in a lifetime love. You can trust yourself. You can trust yourself, Capricorn. You guys usually have great judgment. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles, the reason she is so dependable is because, she has good judgment. Okay. By the book. Someone else got this too. By the book, it's the card. I think Leo got this actually. By the book, it's about, it's like the Hierophant card. It's saying that, what are the rules that you follow? Going by the book is going by the rules, right? The traditions. This is traditional. These are the rules. If it's like the Hierophant energy, it can be like, who's written the book? The book that you're following, the rule book that you have, that manual that you're going by. Who wrote it? Did your parents write it? Has society written it? Has your religion written it? Who has written the book? What are the rules that you are following right now? And it feels like that's what's changing. This combined energy here, it's that kind of combination. It's kind of very whimsical for a Capricorn reading, but that's how it is. It's like you are rewriting the book, and it's strange that you have gotten this, and you guys are very powerful energy at this time with everything that's taking place in Capricorn. And Leo got this, and Leo just had their eclipse. I'm sure it was Leo that got that. So you guys can write the book yourself. You don't have to go by what anyone else tells you. There's big, major, deep changes coming in here. So if you are following a rule book, make sure you've written that book, and know what it is. It's okay. It's okay to conform to any kind of rules, any traditions, whatever it is that you conform to, but make sure that it's something that you go by, and it's not because you're afraid, right? Have faith in yourself. Know that you can go on this new adventure. Like, has someone been telling you that you can't do this? Because it feels like things change in February, and you can do this, especially with the Chariot coming up. Those are your efforts. Doesn't matter what anyone else tells you, you can do this. Right, so it says, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. Now, this is going to be really bizarre. You saw me shuffle that, but I have a feeling that it was Leo that got both of these. Let me put it that way. That got both of these together. So that's kind of strange. Some of you may have placements in Leo you've got this. You may be dealing with someone who is a Leo or a fire sign, like that kind of energy that's coming in. But what is your story? Is it your story? So often we pick up stories that other people have told us that, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be. And that's what by the book is. If this is about work, your parents might have told you, hey, well, your dad was a doctor, your mum was a doctor, your brother and sister are doctors, and you must be a doctor as well. Or this is what you need to do. And it doesn't even have to be that. Sometimes it can be that we learn from their mistakes, that they didn't do that. So we're like, I'm never going to do that again. But it's very much about what is the story that you're telling yourself, because I'm telling you, with these two here, that story is changing. That story is changing. Whatever your dream is, it feels like it's absolutely transforming. It's changing here. And it feels really good. It feels really empowered. The reason I say that is here. Now, I get the sense that there's going to be people that don't like it. You're going to get resistance. You're going to get people saying to you that, what are you doing? This is not what you should be doing. Capricorn, I'm going to say this to you, and it kind of goes for Leo too, but it's very much for you guys too. Saturn is home in your sign. You guys can do whatever you want to do. This is your time. Use that energy. As long as you're decisive, as long as you are within your integrity and you go forward, there's nothing that can stop you. The only thing that was like trapping you here is the Eight of Swords, and these are your thoughts. These are just the thoughts that we have, those, that little inner saboteur that says, I can't do this, I can't do that. No one tells the Queen of Pentacles what she can and cannot do. She will create great abundance, and she is that perfect, I always see her as that perfect housewife, or she runs a business, or she has a great job, she earns the money, like that corporate job, then she comes home and her house is immaculate and the kids are well dressed, and she's organizing a dinner party. She makes everything look effortless. That's the card for Capricorn. And as for the Queen of Wands, she doesn't understand what no is. If someone tells the Queen of Wands you can't have that, she can't even comprehend what they mean by that. Like, she knows what she wants, and she knows how to get it. So I kind of get that energy coming in for you. Wish you the best of luck, Capricorn. You'll have to let me know how it goes, and maybe leave a comment by the end of February.